social media has some of y'all acting out of pocket.
Boy toy named Troy used to live in Detroit. Big dope dealer money he was getting.
What's going on, you guys? My name is Noel, and I am finally wearing a new outfit. Finally, after 10 videos, I am finally wearing something other than a hoodie, my comfort hoodie. So quarantine did not win. I won. Yes, I won. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Noel. This is my commentary and entertainment channel where I talk about various topics that I care about and hopefully that you care about, which you probably do because you're here. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so that you get notified when I upload new videos. And let's get started, y'all. You know the title, you clicked on the video, so you know what we're talking about. We're talking about social media outrage.
Let's talk about that.
So recently, yesterday, I was talking to one of my good homegirls because she took a hiatus from social media, and she was off social media since like December of last year. And we were talking about how negative social media is. And I have a theory, a hot take. Maybe not so hot. People might think the same thing, but you know, whatever. So, social media is very negative. I mean, I felt this for a long time. Social media is like very, very negative. Like, there's some positive things in there, but it's very, very negative. And in my opinion, I feel like nowadays social media is fueled by outrage. And I'm gonna tell you why. So, social media has been extra petty, extra gross, extra disrespectful because quarantine. Went back in the days of the outside. We could go outside, you know, if someone was acting real petty and being real nasty, you could be like, you know, get a life, like go to job, go to your work, go get a job, go get a life. But because we're in quarantine, there's nothing else to do, and we have nothing to do but stay in the house and be on social media and watch television and consume, you know, video stuff, whatever. People have nothing to do but be on social media and be petty and tweet out the things that they want to tweet on a daily basis. And because of this, people have lost their common sense. Social media is fueled by outrage because outrage is what makes people go viral. Like, you know, people do creative TikToks, they do, you know, creative makeup looks, they do nice nail designs, yada yada yada, funny videos. Yeah, but that's probably like, I'd say about like 35% of social media. The other half of social media is outrage. Literally, you don't have to be talented, you don't have to be educated, you don't have to be nice, you don't have to have a good personality. You literally can do nothing but tweet ignorant stuff on social media all day and you will go viral, period. And I think the reason for this is because so many people get on social media, like you guys are all sensitive and FPC culture. Now, are there people on social media who are very sensitive and overly sensitive? Absolutely. But there are also people who are just ignorant and want to go back to 2014 and 2012 where they could tweet reckless and get over it, where they could make Hitler jokes and colorist jokes and homophobic jokes and nobody would say anything because everybody was trash at that point. Was Twitter happening? When did Twitter like 2009, I think? I don't know. No, let me research this. Let me research and not be uneducated. Oh, it says Twitter started in 2006 in San Francisco. But nowadays, I'm gonna call them anti-PC people. These anti-PC people literally make it their mission to go on Twitter and tweet out the most outrageous stuff just for retweets. Do I think some of these people live by what they're tweeting? Absolutely. Do I think some of them get on Twitter and just say this stuff because they want to go viral and they want to make people mad just because they're bored? Absolutely. And these things I want to talk about specifically are colorism, misogyny, and homophobia. And along with misogyny, we're gonna talk about Stan Twitter because I feel like Stan Twitter, there's a lot of misogynistic gay men in Stan Twitter. And we're gonna talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about misogyny first. Let's talk about how men get on Twitter and benefit from the outrage of women. Specifically black men. I'm not saying it's only black men, you know, but on my timeline, what I see is a lot of black men using the outrage of black women to make their tweets go viral. Like social media has talked about colorism, sexism, rape culture, homophobia. We've talked about so many issues to death. So at this point, if you are on social media and you are above the age of 15 and you're being ignorant, it's because you're choosing to be ignorant. Like, you know what is being talked about. you know what the problem is. You know what to and not to say. Like, we shouldn't be having conversations about why you can't say the N-word. Like, we shouldn't be having the conversations on social media that we are having. Like, every single day I see men quoting on the tweets of women unprovoked just to be like nasty and negative. How many times are y'all gonna use a joke that fans only account are the female equivalent of SoundCloud? I've seen that joke way too many times. Can you come up with something else? Can you be original? There is a significant number of men who are pissed about fans-only accounts, who are pissed about sex workers making money and making a lot of money. Then the one thing I hate the most about Twitter is the creation of the word simp. And long story short, if you know what simp means, simp is basically like, I guess, a man who panders to women. But y'all use the word, y'all overuse the word. If you're even nice to a woman, if you even defend her, if you even agree with her just a little bit, simp. There's gonna be some dusty Negro with no profile picture calling you a simp. So basically, if you say anything in defense of women, you are a simp. I don't understand why people put themselves in a bad position. Like, for instance, there's a video that's been going viral. I'm not gonna show the video because the language in the video was horrible and garbage, and it's very triggering to me, and I'm sure to other people. But long story short, there was a little boy and a little girl, and they were doing the savage dance. And the girl who was filming it smacked the boy in his mouth and then called him a gay beep beep beep. And she recorded herself doing that, and she made a joking caption about it on her story. And then she was surprised when people were upset. Like, the little boy couldn't be, he had to be like 7 or 8. Probably doesn't even know what the word gay is. He's literally just dancing. He's literally dancing. And if you don't want him to dance to that song, why play that song out? And she smacked him, and then she recorded herself smacking him. It's like, why? Why would you record yourself smacking a child in the face and then cussing at them? Put it on social media and then think that that's appropriate. And then get upset when people are upset with that. You don't do that. You don't do that. Like, Twitter works like rapid fire. Like, Twitter, people on Twitter are private investigators. They will find your address, your phone number, your job, your dentist family. They will find everything, and they will find the email address, and they will send emails to get you fired. And Twitter does have selective Twitter has selective outrage. Now, while there was outrage, there was more outrage for a mom who was doing a playful pole dance with her daughter. They called CPS on her. But this woman who recorded herself smacking this child in the mouth and then cussing at him, it's like people don't have common sense. Like, people recording themselves eating ice cream in the store with their hands and licking it. People coughing on random people in the middle of a pandemic. People recording themselves licking toilet seats. I really hate it. I really hate it. People are comfortable ruining their character for retweets, for reposts, for followers, for subscribers. People are comfortable getting on social media and showing themselves doing heinous acts, knowing that it makes them look like a horrible person for clout. That's gross. That's sad. That is sad that you would ruin your character and show yourself in a poor light, in a piss poor light, for some retweets. That's gross. It's like when it comes to going viral, common sense goes out the window, and I'm tired. And now we're gonna move on to Stan Twitter, because I have a huge problem with Stan Twitter. So if you have not been on social media, or if you haven't been on Twitter, or if you've been under a rock, or you just have not had any interaction with music or the outside world for the past few weeks, then you probably don't know this. But Doja Cat and Megan Thee Stallion both came out with remixes to their songs Say So and Savage respectively with Beyonce and Nicki Minaj, which is incredible. Like, these two songs have really taken over social media. Like, there's a Savage challenge. People are streaming Say So like crazy. And you know, 4 amazing and talented black women coming together to make collaborations. And people are really, and it's a really good chance that these two songs could be number 1 and 2 on the Billboard Top 100. That is amazing. And Stan Twitter ruined that moment. Stan Twitter ruins everything. Stans are horrible. Like, we can't even enjoy music anymore. You could literally tweet, hey, oh my gosh, my mom just died. And someone will be in the comments like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Stream Say So. Like, what's going on? Like, do y'all have lives? Lives. And then Stan Twitter has gone on a rant and created this fake beef between Nicki Minaj and Beyonce. Stan Twitter has ruined this for everybody. They've ruined this great moment for Doja Cat and Megan Thee Stallion by turning this into a Beyonce versus Nicki thing, and I hate it. And I hate the misogyny of Stan Twitter. And I'm gonna tell you how. Because I feel like a lot of, I'm talking to gay men, talking about gay men specifically. I feel like a lot of gay men use being a part of Stan Twitter as a vehicle to express their misogyny. Gay men who stan certain artists, they degrade and drag other women and other female artists in defense of their fave. And it's gross. It's gross. The fact that, you know, Doja Cat made a tweet about how if Say So goes to #1 that she'll show her breast. And it was a joke. And of course, you know, some gay who had their jock strap in a bunch had to go and compare her to Megan and talk about how Megan's so classy and how Doja's not, and it's just stupid. I don't think a lot of gay men think that they can be misogynistic, and you can. And I'm gonna say why. When it comes to gay men and heterosexual women, for the most part, there's like this camaraderie, where, you know, they can talk about how men are trash, and the lingo between heterosexual women and gay men overlaps. Like, you know, a lot of things overlap, and I think because of that camaraderie and those similarities and how, you know, similar behaviors, and for the gay men who are feminine, you know, that bond of femininity in a way. I hope I'm explaining this in a really nice way. I feel like gay men feel like they can't be misogynistic because, oh yeah, I'm gay and I'm oppressed, but like, just because you're a part of a marginalized group does not mean you cannot oppress others. I'm going to say that again. Just because you are part of one marginalized group does not mean you cannot oppress others. Just because you're a gay man, you still benefit from male privilege. You can still be misogynistic towards women, and it's gross. Yeah, a lot of men who are part of Stan Twitter use defending their faves as an excuse to drag other women, to pit women against women, saying, oh yeah, Nicki versus Cardi, Beyonce versus Nicki, Doja versus Megan. It's like, it's gross. It's gross. The fact that there are so many carbon copy clones the music industry who are men are allowed to, you know, coexist. You don't see people you see people comparing them, but not to the extent that they do for women. I just feel like it's gross. And once again, that goes back to outrage. Tweeting something unpopular, tweeting something that is ignorant, tweeting something that is just rude all around is for retweets. I'm really tired of social media just doing things that are very triggering and very negative and nasty. And it's like people get on Twitter and they say all these nasty, vile things, and then 2 months later when someone passes away or comes out about their mental health or self-harming, we all want to get on the TL and have this big kumbaya about how mental health is important and how we all need to support each other once again. And it's like, no, you didn't care about mental health when you were dragging such and such and such. You didn't care about mental health when you were posting 5 different photos of this person and calling them ugly and calling them a roach and calling them gross. You didn't care about mental health when you scrolled through someone's media to find one bad photo and you zoomed in and put their face next to a donkey or some other unpopular celebrity. You didn't care. It's just gross. It's just gross how outrage has become the cornerstone of social media. People use outrage to go viral. It's not about making good content. People just say reckless things. I'm at the point on social media where I'm not arguing with nobody. I'm not explaining colorism. I'm not explaining homophobia. I'm not explaining misogyny. I'm not explaining why you shouldn't say certain things. I'm not explaining why you shouldn't videotape yourself assaulting a child. I'm not doing that. So, I've been ranting for a long time. My thoughts have been jumbled. I don't know how this video is gonna look when I edit it and bring it home. And I'm probably looking really gross right now, but whatever. Anyway, what do I want you to take away from this video? Stop using outrage to go viral. If you're going to be a trash human being, at least have the decency to do it off camera. Use common sense. Before you tweet, think to yourself, does this need to be said? Does this need to be said right now? Does this need to be said later? Do I need to be a part of this conversation? If the answer to any of those questions are no, then don't tweet it. Remember, internet is forever. So with that being said, my name is Noel. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got your life. I hope you were really having fun and being the best person that you could be. And I will see you in the next video.
Boy toy named Troy used to live in Detroit. Big dope dealing money, he was getting some coin.